Hey guys, we are out here with David Young in the lower 9th Ward. You guys kind of saw us in around Bourbon Street area yesterday. Different world out here. This is obviously the area that was devastated by Katrina some years ago. And David Young has been taking old lots, vacant lots, and turning them into community building agriculture centers. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, David?
Okay. Well, I came down as a volunteer in 2009 to help rebuild houses. Recognized in talking with people there was a greater need than just a physical structure. In 2010, I bought a lot, planted my first garden, just as a personal garden. It was only 4 foot by 14 foot.
Okay.
Soon found out that there was other people that needed food, and so we just kept making the garden larger.
Okay.
After a while, we started expanding to other lots. We've actually cleaned up and returned some lots. Right now we currently operate on about 20 previously blighted and vacant lots.
Wow.
We do quite a bit of in-ground gardening.
Okay.
Our main mission has evolved into growing food and sharing with those in need.
For free.
Right.
Awesome.
The last 2 years we've given away over 5,000 pounds of food each year.
That's amazing. And you guys aren't you're using like chemical-free methods.
Right.
Yeah, no pesticides. I can see here too, looks like you've got like an aquaponics system.
Yes, this is. And with that, we raise fish in the pond.
Okay.
And in here we have a combination of koi, goldfish, bluegill, and catfish.
Okay.
And they create waste in the pond that's in the form of ammonia. The water with that ammonia is pumped through all of these grow beds, and we grow in an expanded clay media.
Okay. Like a hydrogen?
Yeah, same thing, except this is the rough bulk form. A lot cheaper.
Oh, I get you.
And so with that, it hosts bacteria that convert the fish waste into nutrients for the plants. Then the water is recirculated back to the pond.
And it actually filters the water too, right?
It does.
The roots actually take the waste and bioremediate it.
Right.
Awesome.
Right. And so we use quite a bit less water than we do for in-ground farming.
Now, what are some of your obstacles doing this? And as far as what have kind of some of your accomplishments and obstacles been while taking on or growing food?
Well, one obstacle is financial
Okay.
matters. You know, for us as a small nonprofit with not a whole lot of revenue stream, just completing this system here took 2 years. By the time we funded and got it built.
Okay.
You know, the other part that goes along with that is we utilize 500 volunteers.
Amazing.
Every year.
Which you couldn't do any of this without that.
So one of the ongoing obstacles is having a continuity of somebody that's going to be here longer term, as opposed to retraining and reteaching.
More of like a staff member.
Right.
Now, do you guys have any paid employees?
We're 100% volunteer, including myself.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, how could people help you out with a financial contribution?
Well, we have some donor buttons on our website.
And what is that?
Capstone118.org.
CAPSTONE 118.org?
Correct.
Okay, and is that your organization you created?
That's our organization.
Okay, awesome.
We are a 501c3.
Okay, awesome. So it's a tax write-off if you want to help out. Now, how did you, what was your background before this?
Well, I did 10 years of commercial agriculture back in the late 70s and early 80s.
Okay.
Went to Michigan State.
I'm a Michigan guy.
And took their ag production program for a couple of years.
Awesome.
The farm economy was very poor, so I had to have something that paid enough to live on and a few benefits. So I got started in a 22-year career in law enforcement.
Oh, okay.
Worked my way up the ranks, including 5 years as chief of police.
Wow. In Michigan?
And Indiana.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And then one day decided to leave work, and a month later I started doing full-time volunteer work.
That's amazing.
And that was in 2008.
You would not strike me as the police chief type. Anyways, okay, so can you just give us a little tour around the property here?
Sure.
Awesome.
Well, we've got the fish pond here, and we're raising some seedlings here.
Okay, looks like some eggplant, watermelon.
Yeah. and a little assortment of things. And one of the things we first started with was some repurposed jacuzzi tubs and shower bases. And so we've got some rosemary, some oregano.
Kind of like a little herb garden.
A little herb garden there.
Beautiful.
We've got a lot of mint growing here.
Now, is this a duckweed right here?
That's duckweed.
Awesome.
And we raise that, and it becomes just a little treat and some protein for the koi especially. They like their veggies.
That's amazing.
And
oh, wow.
We've
Beautiful.
got basil over there. The peas and beans are about done, but we've got on the end, you can see we've got a lot of good jalapenos still going strong.
Beautiful.
We've got a lot of eggplant.
So this is all feeding off that. This is all aquaponics.
Correct.
And look here, you've got a beehive right here to pollinate all your veggies.
Here and up towards the front, we actually, I call this my starter hive area.
Okay.
When we go out and capture a swarm or we do a bee removal, we'll bring them here where I can keep a close eye on them until they get filled up into a more productive hive. Then we'll move them to one of our other sites.
I know in Phoenix we have the Africanized bees. Do you guys have that here?
The last confirmed colony of Africanized bees was in 2011.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. So, but we don't probably want to bug these guys too much. So
not a whole lot.
No, let's kind of keep on going here.
If you don't mess with them, they usually won't mess with you.
Yeah. So we won't mess with them.
So here we've got some basil and tomatoes coming up.
And that's a good companion plant. Tomato and basil work well together, correct?
Yeah, well, that's what they say.
Right.
I tried planting one basil for every 6 tomatoes in the ground.
Okay.
And had the buggiest plants in the world.
What kind of bugs? Like the hornworms? Yeah.
You name it.
Okay.
But we've got some cucumbers here, more peppers as you go down.
Beautiful.
The other root thing that we're doing is you'll see some sweet potatoes lining out there on the plastic.
So that's pretty uncommon to do root vegetables into.
We're going to see how they do.
Right on, that's amazing. All right, guys, we're in David Young's backyard here in the lower 9th Ward, New Orleans, Louisiana. And what are they doing? Harvesting rainwater. This is one of the simplest things you can do to really lower your carbon footprint. Obviously, we're from Arizona, and we've got a lot less water. It actually looks like it's going to storm here shortly. I'm sure these guys stay pretty full, but this is just a passive system, gravity fed. He's got it up on some blocks here, and there's a little bit of a filter here to kind of take out any of the gunk that might be coming in. But this is a really easy thing that anybody can do anywhere. Also, if you've got rain gutters, all he's really done is extended his rain gutters and directed the rain gutter into this basin. This is a 300 gallon tote. They're pretty inexpensive, something like this. I think I bought mine for about 125 bucks off Craigslist. But this is how they ship different things. Just make sure you get a food grade one. You don't want something with like soap that's been in it. But rainwater harvesting is the way to go. It's also going to be a much healthier water for your crops. So really good stuff going on here in the lower 9th Ward. We're still out here in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the lower 9th Ward with farmer and community gardener, owner and operator, really, David Young. And David, can you tell us a little bit about the property we're on right now?
Okay, this is what we call our orchard, and it was our first expansion past our first garden.
Okay.
And as I was sharing food with people, they would often say, "Do you have any fruit or citrus? We need fruit."
Okay.
And so I pitched the idea of a community fruit and citrus orchard to an organization that was doing a pitch competition.
Okay.
And won first place.
Amazing.
Which gave us some funds and the opportunity to purchase these 2 lots. Did some more fundraising, and we planted 30 plus trees here.
Okay, it looks like a lot of citrus, and I see like a banana grove back there.
We've got, altogether, we've got 4 different kinds of oranges.
Okay.
We've got Meyer lemon, we've got key lime, Persian lime, ruby red grapefruit, 3 different kinds of figs, 2 different kinds of banana plants here.
Awesome, awesome. Let's take a little walk up through
Sure.
here, and we can kind of walk. So now, do watch your step, though. I guess there are some fire ants here, so
Correct.
we want to be careful of that. Now, do the tires around the trees have a purpose?
They do. Well, first off, it allowed us to clean up some tires that were in the immediate vicinity.
Okay.
We sent a handful of volunteers out, and within 20 minutes, they had 50 tires they collected and brought back.
Probably within, what, a quarter mile of here or something?
2 blocks.
2 blocks, okay.
They also help protect the trunk of the tree
Okay.
when we're mowing or weed eating. That way, we're not scoring it, which would kill the tree.
Gotcha.
And then the other thing is it gives us an area to put some mulch. It helps hold some water
and some heat too,
in
right?
the winter. When we had the Arctic vortex here, I actually went around and we made little tents for each one out of plastic and then tucked it into the tires.
Now, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm not super familiar with your wet climate, and really, this is my first time in New Orleans, and it's been a blast. Was on the French Quarter and Bourbon Street and did that whole thing. This to me is a lot more interesting, honestly. But do you get freezes here?
We do.
Is citrus a pretty normal crop for people to grow out here?
There's, before Katrina especially, there used to be a lot of citrus.
Okay.
There's still a good amount.
Now, so you came out here 4 years after Katrina,
right?
To volunteer, help rebuild this place. Looking around now, you can kind of still see some reminders for sure. But how would you describe, when you first got here, what would your description be of this neighborhood?
Well, I had been here the 2 years prior while I was still working for conferences.
Okay.
And was in the French Quarter and the CBD, staying in a motel. Okay. And from that area, it looked like you could hardly even tell there was any hurricane that came through.
Right.
So then
the tourist-rich area.
Right. So then when I came through the following year, when we came across the bridge into St. Bernard Parish, as well as the lower Ninth Ward, it was just devastating. It looked like a war zone.
Right.
That had just happened.
And this is coming from a guy that worked in law enforcement and probably seen some pretty gnarly and bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now, it looks pretty nice now. I mean, this is like...
Well, one of the things to keep in mind is we're currently only about 35% repopulated to what it was before Katrina.
Okay.
So these 2 lots previously would have had a house on.
Okay.
All these overgrown lots here, there would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 houses there, that are no longer gone.
Yeah. Now, is there, what are some of the, what's next for you?
Well, I never know quite from day to day.
Farmer life.
We just kind of take it as it comes, and then work with it. We try and do what we can to help this community in need. We're part of the community. I live here. We do our work here.
Right.
That type of thing.
Gotcha. Well, let's take a look. Keep on walking over here, and be careful, Shana. There's a big fire ant pile there. And so you're kind of the bee guy out here, right?
Yes.
Now, how many hives do you have?
Altogether, we have 60.
And so these guys, this is what, 4 different hives here.
Right.
And then how much honey approximately do you harvest yearly?
Last year, we did about 200 gallons.
Wow. Now, could people go online and buy that?
We do sell some online and ship it, but shipping is pretty expensive.
Okay.
Plus, once you get out of a 30-mile radius, if you're looking at the honey for any type of benefits from the pollen, allergies and such, you're getting into different pollen zones, so it's not as beneficial. We have about 10 local places that do sell it here in New Orleans for us.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's take a look here. I'm really excited to kind of see some of these bananas. Can you tell us anything else about the property that's, some of our viewers might want to know about?
Well, the other thing we've got here is over here to your left, now to your right, is a little rain garden. This is the natural low-lying area of the lot.
Okay.
And when I first got it, it would typically have about 2 to 4 inches of standing water here after any amount of rain.
Okay.
Now we can get several inches, and it's dried out enough that we hardly ever have standing water.
So now, what kind of plants are you growing here?
This is papyrus.
Okay.
These other things are just a vine that kind of take over stuff.
I know papyrus from like the ancient times.
Right.
Right. And can you kind of tell our viewers here what What is papyrus?
Well, papyrus is a reed plant, and it grows very well in water or near water.
Okay.
And they used to use it in part to make paper.
Okay, that's what I thought. Right.
And I thought, as we've had all of this grow so well, that I might try that sometime, until I actually looked online and found out how lengthy and involved the process is.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, this is going to take me 2 days to make one sheet of paper.
Just now another thing here. This is like a permaculture technique to me. You know,
Yeah.
taking an area which is going to be low lying. Water obeys gravity. You know, and you want to having a big puddle of water is not that cool, but
and it attracts lots of mosquitoes down here.
Yeah, you should see our legs.
So, you know, my investment for this rain garden is $5.
Beautiful.
And that was when I bought my first pot of papyrus. It was a gallon-sized pot.
Okay.
And I probably bought that in 2012, and then I kept dividing it out even before we had this lot.
Okay.
And now that one pot has expanded to where it covers all of this clump, all of that clump over there.
It's amazing how abundant nature is.
Right.
People really don't realize. I think a lot of times we say we don't have enough food to feed the world or whatever. I personally believe there's probably plenty. We just got to get better at growing it where the people need it, you know?
Yeah.
Now, is there any techniques or anything that you would like to share about how you garden out here? Any certain fertilizers you're using? I know you said you use the animals as...
Right. I typically do not buy any commercial fertilizer.
Okay.
We use animal waste. We make a lot of compost and
Beautiful.
use that. In the aquaculture, aquaponics system, it's waste from the fish that feeds the plants.
Okay.
You know, one thing that I might point out with the banana plants
Okay.
is bananas are actually plants and not trees.
They're grass.
And so they will actually only produce one time in their lifetime.
Boom, then they're done.
Yeah, so what we'll do is, these plants behind us or around us, once they have produced their crop of bananas,
Okay.
we'll take those and then we'll cut that larger plant down, because it's never going to produce fruit again.
Right.
And then we let the smaller, shorter, what they call pups, grow out, and that will be the next crop of bananas.
So now, do you just leave them in place when you chop them, kind of a chop and drop, or are you taking that someplace else?
We'll put them on a compost pile.
Awesome.
Since they are a plant and they're very fibrous.
Look at this. Over here, we got some actually fruiting here.
Yeah.
Some nice, and so this is a male flower, right?
This is what they call the heart of the banana.
Okay.
Some of them are bigger, but it'll be shaped like a bulb or a heart.
Ooh, look at that nectar.
And then it opens up in layers. And then every time it opens up, it has the opportunity to put on a row of bananas. You can see some small bananas there.
Each time this opens up, you get another rack.
Right.
Beautiful.
So you'll see, here's a rack, here's a rack.
Ooh, you got nectar dripping here. This stuff is tasty. Yummy. Awesome. Now, have you ever cooked with this? I've heard that you can actually take this.
I have not.
You know, I actually got the opportunity to. My brother's in the Air Force and visited him in Okinawa, and these guys, they were cooking with it. I didn't get a chance to taste it, but very cool. Do you have some blackberries or something around here, or what?
No, these are just, I don't remember the name of them. These are just a vine.
Okay.
That every time I come out here to work, we just pull them away like crazy and put them on the compost pile.
Gotcha. Nice high nitrogen there.
So, you know, they're just a nuisance.
Just a pain in the butt. Yeah. Gotcha. Well, awesome. Well, this is a really cool project. I can't tell you how much I respect what you're doing yourself, and then just building the community. I've always been a strong believer that this is kind of how we heal the world, and you know, not only by feeding good food, but also, like you're saying, building community, bringing people together. I know for us, I work with a lot of a homeless population, and what we found is that when these folks get to us, they're kind of just hopeless, you know, and they start taking care of a plant or a garden or you know, whatever it might be, and it brings some life back to them. It's almost like they got a purpose again. So I just gotta, you know, I just gotta really thank you for what you're doing out here, and also thank you for kind of a short notice today to get in touch with you. Thank you for showing us your properties. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that pretty much takes care of things.
Awesome. Ooh,
Right,
I got
great.
something behind me. David, thank you so much, sir.
All
And we will be back to you next episode of Farm Trippin'. Take care, guys.